Every now and again, there's a moment on Sky News which causes me to wonder not only about the intellect of the presenter, but the way in which the particular item is presented. And in this particular case, I have this particular winner, which is Gabriella Power. Now, Gabriella has this incredible knack of being able to pick things out from Donald Trump, which are iconic Trump blunders. And she does it so well that it needs to be celebrated in a bizarre sort of way. So I'm about to play a certain clip of Gabriella's Gabriella Power's Hour. So it's a mouthful, but nevertheless, I'm going to play the part of this Power Hour to demonstrate just how crazy and bizarre they are on Sky News when they present this sort of shit that tries to convince us that what Donald Trump is telling us is the truth. Now, in this particular clip, this is where Trump is telling NATO and the rest of the world that China doesn't have any windmills, that it just makes windmills and then distributes them to the rest of the world. And the rest of the world, particularly Europe, should not be implementing or using windmills for energy, because they should be using coal and gas, which are natural resources, and coal in particular, which is a pollutant. But nevertheless, this is the moron in chief telling the world what they should do about their energy. And in this particular moment, I'm intrigued by Gabriella's response to all of this, because she tends to see it as rather humorous, but humorous in a sense whereby she's agreeing with what Trump says. And for some reason, according to Gabriella, he is very clever. Now, I can't see any of this, but I'll leave it up to you to decide what you think about any of this crazy video.
Has unleashed on Europe at the World Economic Forum in Davos, warning that bad things will happen if Europe doesn't change when it comes to immigration and energy.
Europe and the UK, sir. Why?
No, I'm not, but they have to change their ways or they're going to...
Why? Trade with your allies makes no sense.
Between immigration and energy, if they don't change, bad things will happen to them.
Mr. President, what's your plan after?
And we all know the problems that Europe is facing when it comes to immigration, and it's only getting worse in the UK. We'll be crossing to London later in the show as the UK reaches another grim milestone with almost 66.
And it is difficult to understand what windmills have to do with immigration. It's just an opportunity to have another shot at Europe, and a bizarre and crazy attempt to make Donald Trump seem like he's the smartest person in the room, when in actual fact, from what you're about to see, he is the greatest idiot you can ever imagine in a powerful position.
1,000 asylum seekers arriving since Keir Starmer has been in power. So that's in the space of just 19 months. But let's go back to Donald Trump and his speech, and let's listen to what he had to say about energy, really making the case against wind farms.
There is no doubt in my mind that this is Donald Trump making the case about wind farms. He's not making the case for wind farms, he's making the case against wind farms. And just explain to me where you see this is going, and what degree of logic is applied to this particular argument is completely beyond me.
Mills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it.
Just a reminder that they have the largest wind farms in the world will be found in China. And the fact that he's never observed them, I think he has been to China, but nevertheless, there's no one smart enough or clever enough or game enough to mention to Trump that there are wind farms there. So this is just him riffing about shit he knows nothing about, but appearing to be the expert on the subject. I find it all, well, it's a bit sad.
They're smart. China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them, but they don't use them themselves.
I love the way Daniela smiles then. She thinks, oh, that was funny. They sell them to the stupid people. Well, actually, America's been part of those stupid people for quite some time because they've either purchased a few themselves, I would imagine, and so has the rest of the world, and particularly here in Australia, where we purchase a lot of them in order to meet our energy crisis. But nevertheless, it must continue.
They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin, they don't do anything. They use a thing called coal, mostly.
So 1 minute is saying they don't have any, and then the next minute Trump tells us that they have them as a display, like a display home, I guess. So they don't spin, they don't do anything. The man's an idiot. I mean, and this is an example. There were many examples during the Davos conference whereby Trump proved to all of us how actually crazy he is. But let's see what the smiling Gabriella has to say about all of this as well.
He doesn't hold back, does he? He really has a way with words. But of course, the top story today is...
Yeah, right. So he has a way with words. Fortunately for Trump, he doesn't use any words that are greater than a syllable because he would find that confusing. And so he uses language that, unfortunately, people like Gabriella Power can only understand. But what did interest me about all of this is that she found it amusing. She thinks he's funny when he's not. And she thinks that what he says makes sense. Now, I can't make any sense of that whatsoever because it is just so untrue. But nevertheless, this is the shit Sky News are trying to sell to everybody, and we need to be wary because not only has it been happening for a long time, it will continue. This year, they'll up the ante in terms of their digital media platforms, and people will be bombarded with this crap like never, ever. Oh, it sounds like Donald Trump, like never before. Anyway, let me know what you think, and please remember to subscribe to my videos, ring the bell for further notifications. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Take care, everybody.